Hey there, welcome to PCMag Live. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Samara Lynn here with Sascha Segan, and we're going to do a rundown of today's top tech news. We have a reader's question, and we will show you the one cool thing pulled from one of our test benches. So, Sascha, let's get right to the news. Microsoft Nokia. Can you give us, what's going on with that, Sascha?
It's like the slowest merger I've ever heard of. Okay, so Nokia's device business, the part of Nokia that makes phones, as opposed to the part which makes mapping software or owns patents or that sort of stuff, the part that makes phones officially became part of Microsoft today and changed its name hilariously to Microsoft Mobile Oy.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
Because okay, so in Finland, Oy or Oy, O-Y or O-Y-J is like Inc. or limited here. Okay, but of course, if you read that in English, it's pretty funny. Microsoft Mobile Oy. So old Nokia, which has, for instance, the mapping software and some other stuff, they retain the Nokia brand name. In the future, they could start making phones again if they want to, but all of the Lumia phones and the Nokia X phones and the Asha phones, they become Microsoft phones as of today. And, you know, what this means is that we're not going to be seeing any more Nokia smartphones for a while, I think. I think we are going to start seeing Microsoft Surface phones really, really soon. Now, the big question, of course, is whether this is finally going to juice up Microsoft's phone presence in the United States. They've been doing okay in Europe on the back of Nokia's brand strength and their relationships and how they make these really good low-cost phones. But in the US, they just have not been doing well at all. Nokia has never had good relationships with the carriers here. And Microsoft has much better relationships. So what I'm going to be looking at going forward is, does this mean we are going to be seeing a lot more better Windows phones in the US? I
know a lot of Nokia phone aficionados, and one thing they always herald is how beautiful the phones are. Do you think that's going to impact with this Microsoft
I don't think that's going to change, especially because when you talk about Microsoft's hardware design team, you know, that's also a good bunch of people. If you look at the Surface, if you look at the Surface Pro, if you look at the hardware that Microsoft has designed, it's not ugly stuff. And they're keeping the Nokia handset design teams. So I think we're still going to see beautiful phones coming out of this company. They'll just be Microsoft phones.
Cool. There you go. Okay, our second news story, Google Plus Daddy, bye-bye to Google. What do you think about that?
Vic Gundotra, who created Google Plus, has left Google after 8 years, and the rumors are swirling. Google says, of course, this means nothing. You know, nothing will change. I was going to start with the fake Russian accent, but that's the next segment.
Right.
Okay, so TechCrunch says that Google Plus may be switching from being a social network to being this kind of underlying platform for data collection and identity management across Google sites, and that the Google Hangouts team may move to Android and the Google Plus Photos team may snap off. Google is denying all of this, but I do potentially kind of see it, because Google has not done a very good job at generating this passionate social presence for people who aren't, you know, Android obsessives, I guess, or aren't opting out of Facebook because of some political reasons.
Now, do we know for sure, was he asked to leave? Was it voluntarily?
Yeah, I don't know the details.
It's still a little bit kind of unclear.
Yeah, I don't know the details there, but I do think that this has to have some sort of impact on Google's Google Plus strategy, and you know, we'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so now Russian accent time. So Putin wants the Russian anti-internet? Ahuyet.
Okay,
Sascha.
Okay. So, yeah, Samara will be translating this entire segment into Russian and then into Ukrainian after that, because they are different countries.
That's right.
So Vladimir Putin came out and said that the internet is a CIA project, which is ongoing. And so therefore he is implying that he wants to start some sort of Russian internet that he controls in Russia. And if you notice, he's been kind of trying to collect the big Russian internet companies into his sort of syndicalist totalitarian operation. The founder of vContact is now out, and now vContact is run by some of Putin's clique. and that's the Russian Facebook, essentially. And Yandex, which is really the Russian Google, he's looking very closely at their presence in the Netherlands, and he's saying, shouldn't you come home now? And so this could lead to a real fragmentation of the internet. I mean, the way it's already fragmented with China essentially having their own internet. Russia may start having their own internet too. I mean, do you see that happening, Samara? What are your Russian friends saying about this?
They're saying quite a bit, mostly about Putin. They're not even focused on internet or technology right now. A lot of talk about maybe, remember the Ukrainian president was poisoned a while back. You don't know if he might be a target, but a lot of people are up in arms and watching very closely. But
like, is there any potential end to Putin's power here? Like, is he the next Stalin? Is he endless in his reach?
We hope not.
Okay. Okay.
That would be real scary.
Well, that's something we will also be keeping an eye on, though maybe from a great and safe distance.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess we should move on safely to our question of the day. I got a great question on one of the RAID pieces that we wrote. I was asked, is it possible to set up 2 RAID arrays? For example, 2 SSDs in RAID 0 and 3 SATA HDD disks in RAID 5 for a data storage solution. And actually, this, now please don't lambaste me. I'm not a storage guru, but I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. Yes, you can do that, and you can do that off of 1 RAID hardware controller. You do that by making 2 partitions. So what most people usually do when they set up a system, they do 1 partition, that's the boot partition. And yes, you would put that partition in RAID 0. You can use SSDs and really ramp up performance. And then you would make the second partition completely for storage. I'm not quite sure if you can do that with 1 controller for RAID 5. I believe so. But yes, that is usually a common scenario. But again, don't roast me. And if you have anything to contribute to this, please put it in the comments on YouTube.
Okay, great. So now, speaking of things you are an expert on, what is this beautiful, beautiful, gigantic thing that looks like my router from 2003 expanded?
So that's Linksys' new WRT 1900 AC dual band 802.11 AC router. And a lot of us in the networking geek wireless world have been waiting for this. This is a reboot of the WRT 54G from about maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. Dual band, you can see it's huge. That's because it's one of the only routers on the market with a fan.
It does not fit into your jacket pocket.
Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, you can't hide it away. And actually, it's so big, it runs pretty warm. And it also had kind of an electrical smell just because it has so much robust hardware. Real fast performer, fastest we've ever tested. Linksys still has to roll out some features, including the open source firmware that they're promising that this will be compatible with. But we just reviewed it. The review is up. 4.5 stars, editor's choice. So check it out if you're interested. The WRT 1900 AC from Linksys. And that's it. So thank you so much for joining us, and join us again on Monday.